Ja, mit ihnen leben und gern haben, das ist so eine Sache. Man kann den Menschen seine Bilder gar nicht auf den ersten Blick gern haben. Ich habe es auch nicht im ersten Mal gern gehabt. Aber es hat eine gewisse Wahrheit in mir gesprochen.
It's a strange thing to live with these pictures and like them. One can't be attracted to these images of Giger at first sight. But the first time I saw them, they corresponded to a certain truth. And I couldn't do anything but buy these pictures with all the means at my disposal in order to live with them. I remember very well how shocked my parents were when they saw these paintings on my walls. But these pictures are not only a psychograph of the artist, they also have a secret, hidden beauty which happens to
Sie haben in sich eine ganz verborgene, geheime Schätze, deren ich einfach empfindlich bin. Und wenn man mit seinen Bildern lebt, merkt man, dass sie über das weggehen, als sie offensichtlich darstellen sollten für die anderen.
This is Sonia. She owns a beautiful painting of mine.
Ich habe das Bild gekauft, weil ich schon von Kind her eine Vorliebe für Surrealisten.
I bought this picture because even as a child I prefer surrealists, and I have followed Giger's career a long time. I am fascinated by his technique. This difference from his varied variations on penis and vagina. This picture shows a beautiful, engaging woman whose effect is very aesthetic, although she is surrounded by death and rather negative elements. This does not bother me at all. There are, of course, the reactions of my friends who look into my bedroom and say, "How can you live with a picture like that?" Well, first of all, I sleep under this picture. Secondly, this altercation between life and death creates no problem for me, because in this painting, life stands in the foreground, and it is a very attractive life indeed. There, perhaps, I draw a parallel, in all modesty, to my own life, where the aesthetic is always in the foreground.
Mit meinem eigenen, wo auch immer das Ästhetische im Vordergrund ist.
Wir haben das Bild also gekauft, weil es uns fasziniert hat, obwohl viele Leute gemeint haben, wir hätten es gekauft.
We bought this picture because it fascinated us, not, as so many people think, in order to provoke them. This picture expresses everything for me which a woman can feel for a child: birth, contraception, overpopulation, infection and plague. In any case, we now have no problem finding topics of conversation with people who visit us, come in and are horrified. In any event, one can do something against the abscesses and blood of the children in Mr. Giger's paintings.
Herr Giger, wo man nur Eiterbühlen sieht und ganzes fest starkes Rot. Lieber eitrige Kind, weil da kann man etwas dagegen tun.
Du hast so.
So, jetzt wieder friedlich.
That was the Hugler family. I live here outside Zurich in a small row house which belongs to me. My studio is in it, and I lead rather a secluded life with the exception of visitors, Germans and so on. I like to live alone. I work best that way. I do not like it at all when fans or other interested people come just to see how it looks where I live. Weapons have always fascinated me. I have a whole collection of them, particularly handguns. I loaded my own ammunition, molded the bullets, and repaired and altered the pistols and revolvers myself. This went on till I did my military service, and there they spoiled all for me and took over the shooting. Now, in my paintings, revolvers, pistols, and knives seem to demonstrate the aggressive character of my monsters.
Really, there's not the slightest doubt that Giger's paintings depict a morbid, exhausted, decayed world. But Giger, therefore, need not be decadent. That his pictures could turn out that way has more to do with the way our world is today.
Könnte auch etwas damit zu tun haben mit der Welt, so wie sie ist.
That was Roland Greitler, the photographer who photographs my work. This is Jörg Stummer of the Gallery Stummer in Hupschmied, where I exposed my work in Zurich.
In conversation with visitors to my gallery, I experienced time and again that people ask me what kind of a person Giger actually is. Is he raving, or what is the matter with him? He should go to a psychiatrist. But this is naturally quite wrong, because H.R. Giger is completely normal and paints his pictures with great engagement, an unbelievable fantasy. At home we have many paintings by many different artists, and when I ask Evalie, who painted this picture, she says, see, that's by Giger.
This is Sergius Golovin, writer and researcher of myths.
Etwas ist auffallend, wenn man heute die Gelegenheit hat, in Landkommunen zu gehen oder in Wohngemeinschaften.
When one has many opportunities to visit cantons and young people trying to develop a new lifestyle, one is struck by how often Giger's posters are to be seen on the walls. These people don't even know who the poster is by. The only explanation is that these images express something which is in us all today, something archetypical and primal that we long for or are frightened of.
Bildhafte Vorstellungen aus, sie drücken Sachen aus, nach denen wir uns alle sehnen oder von denen wir alle Angst haben.
I repeatedly think when I show these pictures to my mother and father, they will be frightened to death. It's odd that I always ask, in spite of my freedom, what do my parents think of me when I paint pictures like this? But as I am their child, it is actually quite natural. What I do must come from somewhere.
Das ist ein Vater, der überhaupt keinen Begriff habe, was Kunst ist, sondern Künstler dazu weggebracht habe, nicht? Das in dem Sinn. Und woher die Fantasie?
That a father who has no idea what art is could produce such art. And where indeed does he get this fantasy? From the mother, of course. The mother has such a talent for fantasy, and so nervous she sees ghosts and such things. Or perhaps not yet. Of course, this fantasy is connected with an overdose of hormones at the time of nursing in infancy. When they started testing these products, it didn't come from mother's milk alone.
Beruht effektiv auf einer Überdosierung von Hormonen im Säuglingsalter, nicht wahr? Wo man die Sache